Battlefield decided to do some changes after the beta. So, did you guys enjoy Battlefield 6 beta? Did you like the movement? Did you like to climb on the buildings with the assault gadget? Did you like the shotgun? Did you like the time to kill or time to death? Did you like to slide in the corner, shoot the guy, and then jump shot the other guy? Did you not like the small maps? Did you like the fact that you have closed weapons and open weapons to choose from to go into a match? You didn't like the fact that when you play Breakthrough, most of the time you're gonna be in the defense side. Well, looks like DICE decided to make all kinds of changes. So, after their analysis around beta, they decided that firing while jumping, sliding, will cause increased inaccuracy. So basically, if you are a Call of Duty player and you don't like the new Call of Duty release for this year, and you have hopes because you play beta on Battlefield 6, well, guess what? Sliding and killing is not working. Sliding, jumping is not working. Well, they didn't say they're gonna remove it completely, but definitely they're not gonna be effective anymore like they used to. Did you pre-order the game and you think you're gonna play another Call of Duty in a Battlefield shape? Well, looks like they go back to BF3, BF4 movement, the one that you guys didn't like. Maybe the older dudes will like, maybe the veterans will enjoy. Me personally, I do like the slide, I do like the jump shots, and I think it was perfectly balanced in beta. Maybe the slide was a little bit too aggressive in some moments, but I don't see that was a crazy exploit. So, sliding and jumping are now more situational, no longer the best option for gunfights. Consecutive jumps now have a greater penalty, lowering jumps height when pumped. Momentum, especially horizontal speed from slides into jumps, has been reduced. So you're not going to be able to be aggressive while sliding and then jump, because your movement and your camera will move slow in a way. So it's probably much more closer to Battlefield 1. Not sure if I like that because it's kind of too slow for my taste, but I'm definitely going to adapt with it. Design will be to reward skillful movement without being too fast or too unpredictable. That is the key of these changes. I guess it was a lot of people, because some of the community that never play any new Battlefield since Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 3 or 4, they didn't like BF5 movement, they didn't like Battlefield 2042 movement, and because Battlefield 6 beta was closer to BF5 as a movement, I guess they didn't like that too. And I guess a lot of reviews, a lot of feedback from the community was to make the movement slower. So they're gonna do that. But the movement mechanics will be adjusted for a more balanced traditional Battlefield experience. Then we have the parachute. I don't know if you guys tried to parachute in Battlefield 6 from a building or from a high altitude. Once you use the parachute accelerated towards down direction like with high speed. And it made the parachute feel very uncomfortable and didn't make sense. It feels like you're actually falling, not using the parachute. And looks like parachute physics retuned with reduced initial acceleration, making aerial movement more controllable. This needs to be adjusted probably because it's going to be needed in the BR and maybe in other maps. Also, they decided to change stuff for the weapons. So they are making general pass on recoil and tap fire characteristics across all the weapons. It did feel in Battlefield 6 when you were fully automatically shoot your gun. For some of the guns with the right attachments, it didn't feel that you need to tap fire too much. And they tried to make that returning to the origins of Battlefield, and the tap fire will be more present. And to kill people on long range, you need to tap fire your shots. Even though I did tap fire a lot my M4, which was a very stable and very good beaming machine for long range, and the tap fire was making every shot to count. So apparently they want to make that a more present feature in the next release date. Also, they do adjustments encouraging more control for tap firing and bursts. The shotgun now requires more pellets to secure a kill. So that means it's gonna need more shots per kill. So it's not gonna one-shot you from range, from any range like it used to be in beta, which was a very, very annoying thing, and I'm glad they're gonna change that. They are also investigating time to kill and time to death experience. I guess it was a lot of people that complained about time to kill and time to death, because to be fair, it was moments when it feels like you needed a lot of bullets to kill a guy and you die like in one frame in a lot of situations in gunfights. Now, the rooftop exploits on Siege of Cairo or Iberian Offensive has been fixed because the assault class can no longer access these places with a ladder gadget. Now that I'm thinking about it, I never used the ladder gadget in beta ever. I know it was presented in the trailer, but me personally, I'd never use it. So I actually forgot that we have the ladder gadget in Battlefield 6 for the assault assault. Kind of nuts. And they were exploiting this to just get on the rooftops. That's why there was a lot of people on the rooftops. And it was hell of annoying. And because you guys complain about having small maps, the release of the game will include largest maps too. And one is the Mirak Valley, and the other one is the Operation Firestorm. That is a remake from Battlefield 3. And both of the maps will feature full vehicle combat similar to Liberation Peak with expanded battle spaces. So they are aware that you guys complain about infantry only maps. I think they are great maps to have, infantry only maps, and they're gonna bring Battlefield maps, don't worry about it. For the Rush, player count will stay 12 versus 12, and since the people want more, I think it's okay, because Rush is in general, it's very explosive and it has people that just gathering around that MCOM, and it's just too much sometimes to hit a wall of people and try to break through it, them make flanks maybe and kill them from behind. It can create interesting moments when it is more people, but I think it's more enjoyable with 12 versus 12. If you want a different experience, you can go to Portal and then you can add different count experiments and see if you like it with 64 or maybe even more players for Rush. Also for Breakthrough, they are aware that you guys don't like to defend only, just like me. I don't know, everybody is complaining that they are defending only. I'm not sure who's attacking because everybody's complaining. So the map by map will be balanced. So you're gonna have a 50-50 win ratio to be an attacker and a defender. So that is like one time defending, one time attacking. The way it used to be in whole Battlefield before. I don't know why now it's a problem since Battlefield 2042. I guess the skill-based matchmaking, it's ruining that because it can add you in defense a lot of times. Maybe the defense having low skill players, and in this way, if you have like an average play, you're gonna be a defender most of the time, and they're gonna keep Breakthrough for 64 players matches, which I think it's all right. We don't need more, but they will have some changes in numbers. So for some of the Breakthrough layouts where the map is more denser, you will have less routes to push towards an objective. You're gonna have probably 48 players, and I'm thinking about the infantry maps. And for other maps that will be larger, you're gonna have the 64 players. Also, if you like more, you can play in Portal, create your own experience there with the numbers and with the maps. Next, the team deathmatch, squad deathmatch, domination, and King of the Hill will support also 8v8. So those modes try to tend to be competitive. Maybe Battlefield will see esport introduction in the future. Even though they had some interaction with esports, I don't feel they were actually making a huge impact. Maybe with these modes they will try to do that too. And in the end, some people like the closed weapons system class, other people like open weapons, so you're not tied to the class. If you want to use an assault rifle to the sniper class, it's all good. If you want to use it on medic, it's all good. Me personally, I like the open weapon class system, and they tried to make that easy and accessible. But what do you think after you play Battlefield 6 beta about nerfing COD sliding and jumping movement to maintain a traditional Battlefield experience? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's in a Battlefield way? Or do you think maybe that old slow movement, it's kind of in the past and you want a little bit of slide and jump here and there? Because I don't feel everybody's abusing that. It's just like a few guys that is doing that. There's a few moments when it's actually worth it to do it. You're gonna be like me, missing the slide and jump. Me that I'm playing mostly Battlefields for the last 12 years, so not Call of Duty. And yeah, of course I'm gonna embrace the Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1 movement. Is no problem for me. I can adapt to that too. But I think the slide and jump sometimes is useful, but I truly understand why they go back to that thing, to the old recipe. Or you're actually enjoying the fact they slow down the game and go back to the recipe. Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.